Fantasy running back, in my opinion, is one of the easiest positions to predict, which is why it astounds me that so many people get it wrong. And I would take other people's advice when it concerns receivers, defenses. Oftentimes they can prove themselves right, but when it comes to halfback, I do not trust anyone's opinion except for my own. And here's why. Because years ago, do you remember Sean Green? He's the starting halfback for the New York Jets. As far as we know, I think he's still the starting halfback for the New York Jets. I can't even remember. But, that's the whole point. Because back when he was first coming on the scene, a lot of people were telling me, hey, pick up Sean Green. He's going to have a huge year. Rex Ryan wants to ground and pound and blah, blah, blah. But Sean could never get out of LaDainian Tomlinson's shadow. And let's be real here. When LaDainian Tomlinson at that point in time had like the worst statistical season of his career and still easily stole the starting job from Sean Green. And Sean Green has just been a huge disappointment for fantasy owners for pretty much his whole career. And I'm sitting here looking like the brilliant mind because I never once seriously considered picking him up, ever. He was never an option for me. And now this year, Ryan Matthews in many drafts is not only slated to be the number 4 halfback, but the number 4 fantasy player overall. I had my doubts about that. I felt he was way too high. I thought Ryan Matthews, yes, he plays very well, and if he was available in the second round, and definitely if he slipped to the third, I would pick him up. But there is no way in hell I would use a first round draft pick on this guy. Second round maybe, first round, hell no. And I'm kind of proving myself right already. Very first preseason game, on his very first carry, Ryan Matthews injures himself, expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. He might be back in the starting lineup for the season opener. He might not be back till week 3 or 4. And even then, you can't, the clavicle, I think that's in the lower body, isn't it? Which for a running back, you need your legs under you. So, even when he does come back, there's a good chance that he might not be quite up to speed. He might not be at the same level that at Pro Bowl level yet. So he might not be getting 100 yards or multiple touchdown games until like week 6. Of course, there is potential that he could prove me wrong and come in week 1 and just start beasting on everybody. There is that possibility. But then again, right now, Ryan Matthews, I put him in the same category as Darren McFadden. Because Run DMC, he's an absolute beast. Let us not forget how he completely tore up Rex Ryan's defense. Raiders versus Jets, DMC, I swear, he got like 50 points on that game alone. I pulled him out of the starting lineup that week because he was going up against the Jets, who at that time I still considered them a scary defense. But then, and he just carved him up like a fucking turkey. But then he got injured. After that game, I considered him an every week starter, and he gets injured. Ryan Matthews and Darren McFadden, they are two players who have the capabilities of being the best all-around halfbacks in the NFL. The problem is they can't stay healthy, and they're not worth taking a huge risk on. If you can find someone better, go with them first. I would rather go with stability. I would put Matthews and McFadden just above guys like LeGarrette Blount. Because, Blount, he may not have anywhere near their skill set, but at least he stays healthy, and he's probably not going to miss too many games. So most of the time I'd actually rather take consistency over explosiveness. That's just me. So yeah, I never picked up Sean Green, still won't, not until he gets to 2,000 yards in the season, and even then I'll be like, that was just a fluke, I'm not going with him, he's going to get 600 next year. And Ryan Matthews, at this point in his career, he and Darren McFadden just too injury prone. I'm not going to take a risk, not with a high draft pick. If I can get him for a good deal, I might consider picking him up either in a later rounds or possibly in some sort of trade effort. But no way am I ever going to use a first round draft pick on one of those guys.